Welcome, WNBA fans. So this was the third game. It probably was the first game that was played during the day, but the third one out of the coverage that I've been doing for today. Did the Valkyries and the Storm, and then I just finished the Indiana Fever and the New York Liberty. And now finally the Minnesota Lynx and the Sparks. So I don't think anyone wants to play the Minnesota Lynx after they lose a game. They were up by 30 at halftime. Collier scored, my 5-tool player. She's my 5-tool basketball player. They refer to baseball players as 5-tool, great baseball players as 5-tool. That's pretty much Napheesa Collier in basketball. She's just terrific. And what's shocking about it is she's only 6'1". She's going up against people that are 6'5", 6'6", and she outplays a lot of people. A lot of people taller than her. It's she's just so smooth, and she didn't even play the fourth quarter. She had 32 points and was out at some point during the third quarter. They put her in briefly in the fourth, but she was just kind of, I think, because they had the reserves in, and I think she was just, you put a veteran in when you put in the players that don't play as much just to keep control and keep the flow of the game going. That's done by a lot of coaches. So Minnesota wins 101-78. The Sparks made as much of a run as they could in the fourth quarter and a little bit in the third. The score at the end of one was 34-15, and then they outscored them 24-11 in the second, and then the Sparks outscored them 20-25 in the third, and then it was 27-23. They needed like 40 points in each of those quarters to even come close. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, Sparks had 20 turnovers. The Lynx had 9. That was a big thing with them. Bench points, Minnesota had 39. The Sparks had 22. We'll look at some box scores here. Minnesota gets help from a lot of people, although McBuckets wasn't her normal self today. Fortunately for the Lynx, they didn't really need her today, but Carlton had 6. Napheesa Collier was 13 for 16 from the floor. She was 3 for 4 from 3 and 3 for 3 from the foul line. Courtney Williams had 17 points. Heidemann had 14. And I can't pronounce her name, the player they brought in from Russia, Maria, I can't pronounce the last name, I'm not even going to try, had 11. Pilley got in the game. She had 8 points, so good for her. Kayla McBride only had 4 points. She was 0 for 7 from 3. Boy, too bad for LA that they couldn't take advantage of that. She was 2 for 10 from shooting from the floor, but 0 for 7 of that was from 3, which that's highly unusual for her. Let's see. Collier had 8 rebounds. She had 6 assists. Carlton had 4 assists. Heidemann had 5 assists. Overall, just overwhelming game from Minnesota. The Sparks just didn't have it. They had, what was killing, Azurá Stevens only had 4 points. And Hamby only had 10. That hurt them. Those two usually score much higher than that. Hamby was 4 for 9, considering most of her shots are down by the key, in the key. That's Rakea Jackson. She had 18 points. Plum had 20. She was 5 for 16 from the floor, 3 for 5 from 3. Let's see. Emma Cannon had a good game though for LA. She's been getting more time, and she hit some shots. She was 5 for 7 from the floor, 2 for 3 from 3. So good for her. 14 points in a losing effort. But, Minnesota, on a normal day is hard to beat you, but coming back after a win, I mean, after their only loss, and you got to face them, and you're facing them in Minnesota, that's a tough one to overcome. So that's it for this Saturday. Let's see. We have 3 games coming up tomorrow. So lots more games coming. Let me get this. Okay, so we have Chicago and Connecticut. We have Atlanta and Washington. And then we have Phoenix and Las Vegas Aces. That ought to be interesting. I am not sure if Asia Wilson is going to be back, but Collier Copper, I saw a thing that a post that she was going to be back. So that's a big deal for Phoenix. They're actually favored in that game. 4.5 points. Atlanta's favored over Washington. That should be a good game. It's in Washington. So, I mean, even though Atlanta's got a better record, Washington's feisty. And they have height down low. So, Washington could definitely give them a game. And if Brittany Sykes goes off, and then Citron and Iriafen and Aaliyah Edwards is starting to come around, and Shakira Austin, she's kind of streaky. But if she's on, she's a tough out. So anyway, that's it for Saturday's games, and I'll check in on the games after they're played tomorrow. So everyone have a nice weekend.